The image is a little fuzzy. I'm having technical difficulties this evening, but hope you can see me and hear me okay. So, first of all, to anyone who's new to this channel is dedicated to helping people understand the difference between traditional, authentic non-duality and modernized, nonsense non-duality, often called Neo-Advaita. So, a large part of my work has been about educating people on the differences between the two and helping them to break free, to leave Neo-Advaita. This is not a simple thing. It took me many, many years to leave, even after I realized it was untrue and harmful. But my emphasis now is shifting to a little bit more about helping people to recover from the effects of it. And I have found an amazing tool for that I am very excited about. I've made a previous video about it. Please go check it out. Called Acceptance and Commitment Therapy or Training, also known as ACT, Acceptance and Commitment Therapy or Training. So tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about the A part of it, the acceptance piece. So briefly, acceptance and commitment therapy is you could say, a school of psychology, an approach to mental emotional wellness, but not just mental emotional wellness, but a balanced life, which makes it kind of unique in a certain way. A lot of schools of psychology are about just ending suffering, but ACT is very much focused on or reducing suffering or reducing mental illness, but ACT is very focused on helping people live a deeply satisfying life and reducing suffering. So that's right off the bat, we can see how it's much more balanced than Neo-Advaita. Neo-Advaita is about zoning out or just a meditative state. Although I don't even want to call it meditative, it's more like a dissociative state. But so in ACT therapy, the first step or the foundation of it is learning the art and skill of accepting yourself and your situations exactly as they are. Hi, thanks for saying hello. Thanks for saying hello. So this is not the final step in ACT, but it is the first step, is literally learning how to accept yourself, accept your current feeling state, how to accept any big emotions. Welcome to all the live viewers. Thanks for dropping by. I'm talking about how a particular type of psychology called acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, can help people recover from a cult. Hello, thanks everyone for saying hi. So right there, in this practice of learning how to accept yourself as you are and learning how to accept your big feelings shows that this is the exact opposite of Neo-Advaita, of fake non-duality, because fake non-duality is all about dissociating from yourself, from your feelings. And so it's the approach of ACT is actually very Buddhist, of not running from feelings, but turning towards them and actually learning how to accept and face them. Elle, welcome back, and thank you for let me know in my previous live that my sound wasn't working. Hope it's working now. So a big part of one of the central themes of Buddhism is overcoming attachment and aversion. And we oftentimes think about that as not being attached or adverse to people, places, and things. But, yeah, oh, wow. Al just said it really well. So we often think about eliminating attachment and aversion to people, places, and things, but we often at least I didn't think about cultivating neutrality towards my feelings. Cultivating neutrality towards my feelings that were very not neutral. Overcoming an attachment and aversion to strong feelings. Now, this is the exact opposite of Neo-Advaita, which is um, all about zoning out. And so Elle said it so well. Um, Acknowledging your emotions without fusing with them. So the thing is most of the time, without practice, if we have a big feeling, that big feeling becomes our entire world, right? It becomes all that we can see. But in learning the practice of witnessing, or the practice of detaching a little bit, someone just said I'm the best streamer. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Johanna. Through this practice of creating some distance between our feelings. Now, so Neo-Advaita is like, hey, zone out from all your feelings. But the opposite extreme is that is, as Elle said so beautifully, fusing with your feelings, where you become your feelings. Like, let's say you're feeling angry. It's like anger can like get control of you, and it's like you feel possessed. It's like all there is anger, and it's like you can't see anything else, and you can't really navigate life because there's this like, you know, block in front of you. So in ACT, and this is also straight out of Buddhism and a lot of other wisdom traditions, although it's so clearly expressed in Buddhism, there's this idea of taking a step back from your feelings and sensations. Now, a lot of spiritual paths sadly teach you, well, not sadly, but, I'm going to say sadly, teach you to just completely ignore your feelings or dissociate from them. But Buddhism and ACT teach you to witness them, to observe them, to create some space between you and them, not to get rid of them, not to try and eliminate them, not to try and zone out, but yes, to witness them, to not be ruled by them, to acknowledge them. You know, a beautiful exercise, and oddly enough, I was taught this by a traditional Advaita teacher, is you can say something like, I'm feeling angry, and there's more to me than that. Right? Because when we're in a big feeling, like that just feels like the whole world. But let's say right now I was really angry, and I'm like, oh. And if I can notice that I'm possessed, pause for a minute and say, oh, I am feeling really angry, and there's more to me than that. Then that little, it sounds like it sounds like not so important, but that little acknowledgement creates a little space, and all of a sudden it's not that I am angry, but oh, I'm feeling anger, or I'm experiencing anger. And from that space, things open up a little bit. So, you know, for me, I pursued Neo-Advaita because I was trying to escape from suffering. Now, on the surface, that can sound wise, trying to end suffering, and there was some wisdom in there. I was genuinely hurting, and I was genuinely trying to find my way out of the suffering. But at a certain point, it became a real escapism. And as I've said many times, Neo-Advaita becomes addictive. So this practice of learning how to be with big feelings and be with discomfort. In fact, one Buddhist group I went to is called Recovery Dharma. It's beautiful. It's the idea of recovery from addiction using Buddhist principles. So in Recovery Dharma, they say we're learning how to sit with discomfort. Most people do not know how to do that. Most people, as soon as they feel uncomfortable, they reach for their phone, some food, some alcohol, a cigarette, TV, anything to distract themselves from the painful feeling. Now that's okay every now and then. We're all human. We don't, it's natural to not like discomfort, and it's natural to seek relief. However, it's not a sustainable strategy. And over time, that paves the way for addiction. So this practice in ACT is profoundly helpful for breaking that cycle, for literally learning to just accept, or you could say, be with the feelings. And of course, that's the exact opposite of what we were doing in Neo-Advaita and fake non-duality. So, if anyone has any questions or comments, please post them. Because if you think about it, most people think about being free as just having pleasant circumstances, like, getting what they want. But from a Buddhist perspective, freedom is being able to be at peace under all circumstances, including when there's physical or emotional pain. How's that for a wild idea? That we can be at peace even when our circumstances aren't peaceful. I'd like to thank everyone for dropping by. I'm feeling utterly delighted. I've been exploring HCT kind of casually for the last I started about 8 weeks ago, and for the first 5 weeks, I was kind of casual about it. I was doing an ACT therapy group. And then all of a sudden, it just hit me, just how profound it is and how helpful it is at overcoming Neo-Advaita or spiritual bypass. Thank you so very much to everybody who dropped by. Thanks to everyone who said hello and dropped a comment. And I wish everyone a blessed, blessed evening. Take care.